Hey guys, it's Erik here on Daily Mail FTN, and this week's topic is sex and relationships, which at the moment I am not participating in either. So this isn't going to be a very helpful video, but I will do my best. Relationships are kind of difficult to talk about with people because I don't really want to tell you how relationships work, but it's also good to have somebody who can give you advice for something that is very difficult, especially for people who are just starting transition. It can be very, very difficult, especially as you're defining your gender and sexuality, to find a partner who you are attracted to, or to try to become a partner of somebody you are already attracted to, if that makes sense. People who identify with different sexualities are going to have much, much different experiences from each other. My advice for people who want to be with men and for people who want to be with women is going to be completely different because you're going to interact completely different with those two different groups. That's just kind of what ends up happening. And those two different groups are going to react completely different to you. I'm not going to say that all of either are the same, but men typically don't react very well when they find out that you're trans. Obviously there's going to be some who are like, oh, that's cool, I don't care. But there's a lot who can get violent, who will... It almost at that point seems like a competition of masculinity. I've seen a lot of relationships where the cis guy has to be more masculine than the trans guy, which goes down to probably them not seeing you as a real guy, and at that point you need to get out of that relationship because it's not safe. Women typically react in one of two ways, from what I've seen. It's either, okay, that's cool, I don't care, or you don't have a wiener, you can't have kids with me in the future, lol, bye. Kind of have to deal with it either way. Again, there's just not a whole lot of advice that can be given in the relationship thing. You kind of have to establish the relationship on your own, and then you worry about the next half of this topic, which is sex. For those who are not asexual, it's kind of an anxiety-inducing thing to get even kind of intimate with somebody, let alone that intimate. And the only thing that can be said is communication. Like, extreme levels of communication. If your partner is respectful of you, then obviously you won't have very many problems. But let's say that, you know, they're not being intentionally disrespectful, but they say something that really kind of catches you off guard and, you know, triggers your dysphoria. You need to tell them, because odds are, if they're respectful of you, they're gonna listen and they're gonna fix the problem. And if they don't, then they aren't respectful of you and get out of that relationship. Those are really just very touchy topics, and it's not really a topic that I feel too comfortable even talking about. If I wasn't helpful enough, which I probably wasn't, 6 other guys on the channel, I'm just not very comfortable talking about this. But I did my best. I don't have a lot of experience. I haven't been in very many relationships. I do not really want to talk about my intimacy life, whatever. If you have any questions, I would rather talk to people on a one-on-one basis. Obviously, there's always links in the description, all that. So I will see you all next week, when hopefully I'm out of this rut, as I'm sure you've probably noticed. See you all then, I guess.